Yesterday, I went on Quora and I seen this one question in particular that I really wanted to talk about. I answered it on Quora already, but we just gonna really dive deep into it today. Why are some psychics more powerful than other psychics? Many things can cause a person to be more psychic than the next. A person's ancestry, their spiritual ranking, how much they work on themselves, and how much they help others, and what type of person they are. I feel like spiritual ranking is one of the main reasons why a psychic or a chosen one could be stronger than another one. We'll start with ancestry. I spoke before about the witch situation. If you still own that, oh, I'm not a witch and witches are evil and shut up and get off my shit. You stay off my shit. I ain't got time for you. Depending on who you are, like everybody got ancestors. If you have ancestors from different like witchy backgrounds or highly spiritual people or people who really prayed and really believed in prayer and really believed in that type of stuff. So if you have a lot of those people in your bloodline, if those are your ancestors, right? You will be more powerful from the get-go just because of the bloodline you have. And it's not just with witches and stuff. Like if you are a descendant of Egypt or Greece, and it's a lot of other places that I do not know. Like I said, I don't know everything. It's a lot of other places that I have not researched yet. But if you got ancestors from them places, then you will have a strong bloodline. You will be more powerful than the average psychic, so to speak. But we're gonna go to spiritual ranking. With your spiritual ranking, it's almost linked to your ancestry. I don't want to say it's completely linked to your ancestry, but it is, because who did you come from? I have a lot of ancestors from Egypt. I am a reincarnation of a very powerful deity. My ancestry is from Egypt. I am related to goddesses and gods and stuff, but I am also one myself. So like I said, it's a lot of different variables which will make you a stronger psychic than the next. But ooh, I almost said the cop out. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You have to pay attention to your own journey, pay attention to your own path. And that's why, like, I really want to dive deep into a lot of this shit. So we not just getting information. Well, oh, well, this person says this, and this is what I'm learning from these readings, and this is what I'm learning from YouTube videos. So this is what, no, you get the baseline of everything that be going on and then figure the shit out for yourself, what's going on with your own life. And for me, with my ancestry thing, it took a long time for me to really figure out who I was and where I came from. Another way to figure out ancestry and where you've come from in a spiritual sense, just listen to your soul. Where are you drawn towards? If you feel like you need to be in that area, if you feel like that area is calling you, then that's somewhere you more than likely have spent some time at before. So pay attention to that. Anyway, we had left ancestry and started talking about spiritual ranking. But like I said, your spiritual ranking, it is tied to your ancestry, because it's like who you know. Who do you know in the spiritual realm? Who helps you out in the spiritual realm? Who are your guardian angels? What have you accomplished? And I have to really dive deep into spiritual ranking and what you have to do to raise your spiritual ranking and like your baseline spiritual ranking when you're born based off of your ancestry and shit. Of all the humans and living beings on this planet, each of us has a spiritual ranking. Think of it like a class system. Some people have more influential ancestors and energy. Some psychics have reincarnated multiple times and learned countless lessons, giving them seniority. So the reincarnation thing, if you've been here multiple times, and it's not just, oh, you've been here a few times. If you've been here and you've learned lessons and you learn from those lessons, then you have seniority. You are not you are not a new soul. You are an old soul. You've been here a few times. That's what an old soul is like. That's what that means. But how high your spiritual ranking can determine how much power you have access to. I did want to bring up that not just humans have spiritual ranking, there are bugs and pests and rodents and stuff, and I've spoke about this before too. So if you really fucking with a spiritual person, one of your, like, a consequence could be that you reincarnate as a low vibrational energy entity type shit. So you could be a human, which, like, I'm not sure of what the number is, because we have the 144,000, which is the chosen, and then the rest of the fucking humans. But if you've done some shit that's really bad, you will fuck around and reincarnate as a fucking gnat or something. Now your ranking could have been let's say 750,000. Now your ranking is 5.2 billion because you played around. So throughout all of your different lifetimes, what you need to be focused on is like going through these cycles, passing these tests, learning from your mistakes, learning these lessons and stuff, and actually trying to like get to a higher state of being, a higher state of understanding. So when you reincarnate again, you already have that baseline knowledge. And that's something I want to bring up too. A lot of people feel like I am wise beyond my years and stuff, and that is because of my spiritual awakening. Before, I've always been a nerd. I'm thirsty to know shit. I need to know everything. Who and the what and the where. I need everything. I need everything. I need to know everything. I've always been that person. But after being on my spiritual journey for a while, what I did was I started unlocking shit that I have learned in past lifetimes. And that's what it really means to be like, not be in contact, but be in touch with your soul, because your soul is an energy. And your soul, my soul, been alive for a long time. And throughout all the years I've been alive, my soul has been on this planet. I've learned different shit in different lifetimes. And when you have a spiritual awakening in a lifetime, you are awakening to all the knowledge that you have gained over all of those lifetimes, if that makes sense. So yeah, what are you doing with your life, and what have you done with your life in the past? And with ancestry and spiritual ranking, what have your family done in the past? Like, what generational curses have you broke, or have your ancestors broke, or have what generational curses were they working on breaking, stuff like that. Like, are you actually doing spiritual work? The more spiritual work you do, the more access you have to these powers. And this is what I was telling my brothers and sisters, my actual blood brothers and sisters. I told them, I'm like, do y'all realize we come from some very powerful witches? All of us are psychic, but the only reason I have way more like I'm way more powerful than y'all is because I'm a better person. And that's not out of ego. I'm a better person because I treat people better. I'm a better person because I hold myself accountable when I fuck up. I'm a better person because I learn from my mistakes. I'm a better person. Like I said, it's just how you present yourself. Like, people always want to say they of God or they holy, but they don't want to put in the work to do so. All of this shit is tied together. It's the same thing. If you want to be holy, you have to behave like a chosen one. You have to do the chosen work. And if you're doing the chosen work, then you're not just helping. Oh my God, because oh shit, I was gonna go too deep. But the point is to help the whole world. But the point is also to help ourselves and raise up our own bloodlines and our own. It's almost like a paradox. It's a lot of shit. I don't want my brain to get confused, and I don't want to confuse other people. But the point is to save ourselves, is to save others, and it's to save the world. But in saving ourselves, we save the world. In saving the world, we save ourselves. If that makes sense. That type of shit that confers the fuck out of you real fast. Damn. Anyway, yeah, your spiritual ranking, and then the motherfucker, your family and people you came from and where you came from. That can determine how much power you have access to. But like I said, it comes like, how much work are you putting into yourself? Like, what are you doing? What type of person you are? So that comes into play too. Self work. Psychics who dedicate their lives to improving their own lives and becoming better versions of themselves hold more power than those who aren't focused on their own journey. Everyone has to go through some type of spiritual awakening, regardless if they're psychic or not. Some of the most important things about having a spiritual awakening is finding yourself, being who you truly are, accepting your flaws, fixing things about yourself that you can, and accepting the things that you can't, and also holding yourself accountable for the things that you may have allowed in your life. Being psychic is almost like a superpower, and with great power comes great responsibility. So those that aren't as responsible with themselves or their gifts won't have as much power. So for example, I got into it with a Z-list celebrity. She's supposed to be a rapper or whatever, right? She come from a strong bloodline. She had a high ass spiritual ranking, but the self work, she didn't put in time to work on herself. She actually was hurting other people, and not just other humans. She was hurting divine people, her other brothers and sisters and shit. that in itself, that dropped her spiritual ranking, that actually got her cut off from some of her ancestors. So it's a lot that comes into play with this. When you are a divine feminine or a divine masculine, you have a responsibility to these people, every last one of them. I don't care if you don't, you do not, ain't no, I ain't asked, I don't care, you were born into it, you don't get to know. And that's why I be telling people, don't be jealous of someone who's actually chosen, because it's not that fun and it's a lot of fucking responsibility. Right now, like, I wanted to upload a video about everything that happened since I brought up the situation that happened in the past with the tarot readings. And I wanted to talk about this and go into this energy and go into that energy. And I'm like, I am a leader and I need to lead by example. So I need to know when to, like, shut the fuck up and just leave shit alone and let shit go. I need to know when it's okay to fight and when it's not, type shit. Regardless of how angry I am, regardless of how much I want to pop off, regardless of how disrespected I feel, I have to know when to go sit my ass down and when to speak. And that takes a lot of fucking discipline. Oh man, it takes a lot of discipline. Cause I be wanting to go off on folks, I swear. So you just have to be responsible. If you are a very responsible psychic, you will have access to greater powers. If you are nicer to people, if you are a good person, you will have access to, like, the good shit, type shit. So Mordo was working with the Ancient One for a long time, right? Doctor Strange came in and ended up being better than everybody, type shit. And it could have been because of ancestry and spiritual ranking, but it was the work Doctor Strange put in. It was not just what work within his, like, magical abilities, but it was also the self work, becoming a better person, accepting his flaws, accepting that he allowed certain shit to happen in the past, accepting that he was the cause of certain shit that happened in his life in the past, and being a decent person. Because as you could see at the end of the first Doctor, I think it was the first Doctor Strange, Mordo turned out to be a fucking weirdo. Like, he trying to hurt people and shit. He got drunk with power and thinking he can control everybody. That's why he wasn't given the opportunity to access the power that Doctor Strange had, because within him, he was not, his heart was not pure. His soul was not pure. He had a chance to, like, really be a pure soul, but he decided against that. So you can be born with the fucking blueprint. You could be born with a motherfucker give you the manual as soon as you born. Here you go. This is everything you need to know about your bloodline and your psychic abilities, all this type of shit. But if you decide to be a shitty person, if you decide to hurt people, if you decide not to put in the work, you will lose those abilities. If you decide to get stuck, you will not have access to a lot of these abilities. Do y'all know that all of this shit that they talk about being fake is real? Like, I had to explain this before. I think it was in one of my Quora spaces. Fucking motherfucking shit. Not telepathy. We already, like, we gonna really get on telepathy in a minute. But the fuck is it called? You moving shit. Telekinesis, psychokinesis. That is real. And I've it's two, I was Oracle Bay, and it was somebody else who spoke on it, that she had an experience with the shit too. And for normal people that sound crazy, but I was in my room one day and scared the fuck out myself. Like, I was, boy, I wasn't even hot, bro. I was mad as hell. But I was just chilling, and then I don't know, I'm like, I wonder if I can move this piece of paper, and then it started, like, twitching a little bit, and then it moved for real, and I got scared. See, I got scared because I'm like, I know the laws of physics and shit, and that's not supposed to happen. But these things are real. Telepathy is real. You know that I barely talk to humans, like, in real life. Most of my conversations are telepathic because I don't know, I like deeper conversations type shit. And telepathy is already a more deeper and honest way of communicating, because you can't really hide anything with telepathy. And that's why it's not well known, because a lot of people feel like they got a lot of shit to hide. And if they got a lot of shit to hide, they can't tap into their energy because they're scared of certain secrets and shit getting out. But like, you spiritual or whatever, you don't really give a fuck, because you already know that there is no such thing as a secret. If you religious, you know that God sees everything. So in a spiritual sense, what is being hidden? Shit's being hidden from your enemies, but at all times you got your guardian angels around you. They see everything that be going on. So once you come to terms with that, is like, see, just learning certain shit, learning more shit gives you access to more abilities and more power. So like this self-work shit goes a long way, not just with being a good person and working on yourself, like as being a better human, but being a better spiritualist. When it comes to the tarot readings, because I was running into issues with giving tarot readings and certain psychic investigations I was doing, like, oh, this energy is off or this energy is wrong, instead of just saying, oh, take what resonates and leave what doesn't, because energy is fluid. I decided to figure out, okay, why is this energy saying this and why is this energy saying that, when I know it's supposed to be doing this or saying that. Okay, so this person was doing spell work on this person around this time, and this energy was distorted. And around this time, we had Mercury in retrograde, and it was a full moon. So this means that was happening for this reason and that reason too. And yeah, putting all that shit together and everything, that gives you access to more power, to more abilities. And like I keep saying, the shit's not easy. And the only reason that, well, one of the main reasons that I know the things I know, because like I said, I've always been a nerd and just recently found out I'm autistic and shit. So I have that, like, it's just, I want to know everything. I don't like not knowing shit. And I'm going to ask questions about every fucking situation I'm in. I don't give a fuck who, or I don't care. So ask questions, figure shit out, research. So the self, like I said, self work and the growth and shit, that just, it's not just with spirituality, and it's not just with your physical self, your ego self, your personality, your character on this planet type shit. You have to, it's a duality. Work with your ego, work with your spirit, make sure everything is balanced and continue to grow. And if somebody comes to you and they like trying to feed you more information, allowing yourself, even if you don't trust that person, just allowing, like, okay, maybe let me research that shit, or let me look deeper into that shit. That right there, that gives you more access to these powers. Like, you literally just leveling up. If you are a gamer, you know that the more you level up, the more rewards you unlock, right? It's the same thing. The rest of the things I listed here are pretty self-explanatory. You can't have too much power if you aren't a good person. You can't have too much power if you are only focused on helping yourself. So those spiritualists who come to the conclusion, well, they realize that they are psychic and they can read tarot. And this is not about the YouTube tarot readers. This is just about tarot readers in general now, because they realize that, oh, I'm psychic, I can read tarot, let me monetize that. For people who can't read tarot, for people who are not connected to the divine, let me use them. Let me exploit my gifts so that I could get money from these helpless people who need my fucking help, instead of reaching your hand out to, let me teach you something and help you so you could learn how to discern between what this person in your life is doing and how they truly feel about you. Or let me help you out with this and let me help you out with that. And I understand a psychic wanting to get paid for their services, but you have to come to terms with, this is a gift that was given to you by the divine, and it's not a gift just so you could be rich and so you can gloat and brag and shit. It's a gift to help the collective. It's a gift to help humanity. And you're misusing it, so you won't have access to certain shit. Did that make sense? Practice is another variable. Being psychic isn't easy. You have to research and study and train and fail and try again. It's almost like any other skill. You have to master it. And that is another reason why I'm so far ahead on my spiritual journey. I had my spiritual awakening when I was 17 years old. I am 27 going on 28 now. I have been on my spiritual journey for 10 years. And this is not no, oh, I'm going to have this video probably tomorrow. This was not no, oh, well, I had a spiritual awakening and I'm spiritual now. Like, oh, and then I just resume life. And then I come back 5 years later. Oh, I'm spiritual. I have my spiritual. No, when I had my spiritual awakening, fuck regular life. The reason why I freak out every time my birthday comes, I keep saying, like, just yesterday I was a teenager. Yesterday I was 17. And I say that so much to the point where I actually had to sit and think about it. Just yesterday I was 17. My memory of being a normal person stops at 17 when I had my spiritual awakening. Once I had that spiritual awakening, I didn't go by rules of society anymore. I didn't it got to the point where I lived on this planet, but I was no longer here type shit. I was here, but I wasn't here. So now, fast forward 10 years in the future, I seem weird as fuck because I didn't got so used to not being here technically. Like I'm physically here, but my mind, my consciousness is not. It takes a while, and it takes you to really go into hermit mode. It takes you being alone. It takes you going through these multiple dark nights of the soul. I remember my first dark night of the soul. That shit was just, it was not fun. I really thought I was losing my mind, but definitely wasn't. When I realized that a lot of this shit was real, I wanted to learn more. What else could I do? Okay, you can lucid dream. Okay, you can astral travel. Okay, you could fucking remote project. Okay, that's raw as hell. Let me learn how to do that. Let me learn how to do that. Oh, let me learn how to do that. Oh, let me learn how to do that. Then I come across a video about your guardian angels. Like, your guardian angels could only help you if you ask for their help. So I started every night. I give my guardian angels permission to assist me on my journey. I give my guardian angels permission to help me whenever I'm stuck. And just learning, literally, I just spent years learning shit. I did do a lot of experiencing. Like, I did continue to live life, but I didn't live life and say, oh well, let me pretend not to be spiritual and continue to live like, no. Because I continued my life, but I was still spiritual. Everything that happened in my day to day, I was able to realize, like, okay, this is happening because of this spiritual reason, and this is happening because of this spiritual reason. And that is why now I know that this be happening because of this spiritual reason. And the reason that I started this fucking video off today, and I was so fucking weird, and my energy was everywhere because it's this weird ass male ghost that's mad as hell about a fucking divine connection. He mad as fuck. And it is a goddamn entity that was attached to a homie of mine. This homie of mine, the one that I said that she helped me move in, right? She knew about a divine masculine that was in my life, right? She was so hell bent on getting me to leave this man alone. Don't talk to him. Don't say nothing else to him. Stay away from him. He dangerous. You need to watch out for him. And I'm like, well, I'm psychic and I pick up on energy. So why didn't I never pick up on that shit? Why the fuck in my slow type shit? And she was highly spiritual too, but she was in the energy of being highly spiritual and not knowing that she had entities trying to attack her every fucking move. And what those entities was doing is they was trying to attack me through her and attack this divine masculine. And when she came her ass in my motherfucking apartment that day, she dropped a fucking entity off before she left. And that same entity been in this bitch doing the fucking most since I've been here. He been getting on my fucking nerves, and then got to the point where a bitch wish she could fucking fight a ghost. Like, that's how mad this motherfucker that made me. Because it's like, you just be walking your raggedy ass around this bitch just saying shit. Like, all this morning, because I'm telepathic as hell, I'm just hearing this motherfucker talking shit all morning. I'm like, bro, what is you sound pathetic. I am a whole fucking alive ass person. Why the fuck you mad because I don't want to fuck you and you're a ghost? Are you serious? Is this happening right now? And this is the type of shit you have to deal with when you get far on your journey. Like, this motherfucker be blowing the fuck out of me. Like, bro, go find you some fucking business. Damn. I gotta exercise this bitch about every other fucking day. Like, if you don't, bro, go find you some. Damn. But damn, I'm like, you doing too much. Like, is you mad or is you mad? Or is you mad? Or is you mad? Because I feel like you mad, big fella. Damn. This is why I don't like people. Because if I gotta go through this shit with ghosts and spirits, why the fuck? Alright, bro. I'm straight. I'm cool. I am cool. Be getting on my fucking nerves. But yeah. So some of this shit, like, if you new to it, it can be kind of stressful. But once you get used to it, it's funny as fuck. Cause you just, like, when you really see the world and, like, for what it really truly is, I literally, that, the how to, on The Office, when you gotta look at the camera sometimes, that'd be me at least 5 times a day. I'd be like, okay. That's it. That's the video. And I will see you. Hold on. I will see you in the next video.